What's up everybody, it's Eyes Up Games. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crank easy 90s. In fact, after this video, if you get started, you'll be on your way to cranking 90s like the pros. As always, if you found this video helpful or informative in any way, please drop a like before you go. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So in this video, we're going to show you how to crank some easy 90s. And I'm going to give you some tips on the fundamentals 90s and some stuff that really helped me kind of take my building or my height advantages to the next level. Um, so we'll start with basically the level 1, and then we'll move on to slightly difficult. Okay. So what is a 90? All right, why they call it 90s? All right, so a 360, of course, is a full spin, right? So 90s is partial part of that 360. So they call it a 90 because it's basically repeating a 90-degree angle over and over and over again. And that's really, at the end of the day, as simple as it is. Um, so it's really just two walls and a ramp. Walls and a ramp. Walls and a ramp. Walls and a ramp. Alright, two walls and a ramp. And then you have, as you can see here, nice, quick height. Now this is really easy to shoot out. If I were to get aggressive and just attack this, gone, you're falling, you're damaged, alright? So, as I said, level 2 is a little bit more structure to it, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to mantle and break down. So, a lot of people can't really build 90s that well. And I think half the time it's because they don't even want to get started trying it, when it's really not that difficult. You got to start with the simple things and then improve from there. All right? So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so if you want to rank the easiest 90s, first want to start with a ramp. And if you're out in the Battle Royale terrain, it's going to be all over the place, you know? A lot of times I recommend, before you build, you want to kind of pop out your build map or your blueprint so you can see what it's going to look like before you build it. Because a lot of times, this happened to me a lot early on, is when you see how the blueprint moves closer to me, a lot of times I would build, and like if I wanted a wall like this close or this far, if I wanted a wall this far, sometimes I would accidentally be in a different one by one, a different square, and I would build a wall here, and it would stop, and then I'd be in this awkward situation where I'm like wasting time. So it's always good to it's always good to basically get an idea of where your build is going to happen, and by doing that, you can just like look through your blueprints. All right, that's the first thing I recommend doing. All right, so once you do that, your ramp, right? You have your ramp, and then you start with your 90. All right, you do the ramp, and then you hit your 90. Do that again. So you get you're approaching an enemy, right? Or an enemy's approaching you. Let's just say that's the enemy right there, right? They pop up, and you want it. You want to like get some height on them, all right? So you see that? You see how I started with the ramp and then a wall? Sometimes if you see your enemy, you can start with a wall, you know, because you're going to be shooting at them anyway. All right? And if you already have that, then you want to at least have the 90 degree, the two walls. All right? So build your ramp. Walk up to the top of the ramp. All right, so this is where the technique happens, okay? Little do people know, don't even have to jump rank 90s. All you have to do, and it's a matter of utilizing the phase function of Fortnite. So, when you're running up the ramp, and you want to get height, and you want to crank a 90 and you don't want to jump, build the wall here. Got your 90s again, right? Right? That's the 90-degree angle, the V shape. You want to build your floor, because when you build a floor, guess what happens? You phase up, alright? If you get good at it, you can phase up in different places. I think, let's see. Yeah, as far as like your... Yeah, as far as like your, maybe even your head or your neck. Not your neck. Yeah, like your shoulders. Not your shoulders, hang on, let's see. I would say about chest level, you can phase up, alright? So that's part of the magic, alright? Chest level. So like when you hit it here, you can build a floor, which will phase you upward, alright? I always build a floor up there on accident sometimes too, but you have your floor here, and then you build another ramp, which phase you up slightly. So, in this case, the 90 has been completed. You don't have to jump, and you haven't jumped. So there's the wall, the 90, the floor, the ramp. Wall, 90, or ramp. Wall, 90, or ramp. Look, and you just repeat the process over and over again. Now, one tip to that, and to maintaining speed of that, by not building the ramp when you're in the middle of the box. You build the ramp right here while you're in the middle, you're gonna be under, and you're gonna phase under, and you're gonna be stuck under here like Harry Potter was stuck under the staircase. You don't want it. You don't want that, because then you're gonna be jumping around here, and the person's gonna come through, and they're gonna like break here and edit and destroy you. You don't want that. So, best thing to do, I would say, is to do your 90s, which does not require jumping. All right, so I'm gonna jump down here real quick, and I'm just gonna go and do the jumpless 90s for a couple of seconds, or a couple of minutes, like a minute, and show you that even you, as a beginner builder, don't have to jump, which is the hardest part. And what I thought was the most difficult part is getting that jump timing right. You don't have to do that at the beginning. You just get your 90-degree angle, build your floor and your ramp. 90-degree angle, floor, ramp. 90-degree angle, floor, ramp. And like I said, the floor, you have your 90-degree angle, build your floor pretty close to your shoulders. Sometimes that happens, but it's not a big deal if you can edit pretty quickly. So again, 90-degree angle, or ramp. Looks like this. You just have to make sure that you turn to the second part of your 90-degree angle wall every time. And if you want to really make sure that, like, this is actually pretty hard to shoot out. It'll take a minute. You'd have enough time to prepare for that as well. Here it is. Here it is again. As long as you start in the corners, you won't get trapped under your ramp. Because the ramp will always build in the direction that you're facing, so that you don't get stuck under it. It always starts low, unless you turn it around. You can just get faster and faster at it. See, but if you miss your ramp and you build right here, again, you'll get stuck. Sometimes you can back up fast enough before you get stuck. Before the phase is complete, you can always back up, but that's kind of hard to do. Hey look, jumpless 90s. All right. And if you really need to make sure, if you really want to make sure that you have a lot of support, you can always make sure you have a box. Just get a box. Box, floor ramp. And while you're doing the complete 360, just keep your back up against the wall and just spin around and then put the floor. And while you're still sliding like this with your back up against the wall, build the ramp. Here, let me give you an example again. So we were talking about the jumpless 90, alright? And a reinforced jumpless 90. Floor, ramp, walls, floor, ramp, walls, floor, ramp, walls, floor, ramp, walls, floor, ramp. Alright, reinforced box. I'm gonna get some height. Good way to do that. Right? That is the easiest jumpless 90. Now, that's not even a 90. That's the 360, but if you want a reinforced 90, that's what I recommend. What's up, Sirte? How are you? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. But the easy jumpless 90 is the 90-degree angle, the wall, 90-degree angle, floor wall, or floor ramp, 90-degree angle, floor ramp, 90-degree angle, floor ramp. You just keep going. Eventually you get pretty fast at it. You get stuck under the thing, turn around, switch the ramp around, you're good. You don't have to jump to crank 90s, okay? Next, I'm going to give you some ideas and some tips on how to take that to the next level. How to move a little bit faster, reinforce a little bit more, and basically, yeah, just some ideas on how to take that building to the next level. Alright, so you're doing your easy 90s, right? You're doing your jumpless 90s, easy peasy. You're starting to get height. You can get 3 stories, no problem. 4 stories. You can just keep cranking 90s. You can just keep cranking jumpless 90s, you know, until you hit the ceiling, right? Okay, good. Now, what can we do to take that to the next level? What can we do to improve on that? What can we do to make it a little faster, you know, and just make it like effortless? And also, what are the pros doing to build and crank 90s like the way we've seen all these professionals do? I'm gonna give you some ideas on how they're getting there too. So we have the 90-degree build right here, right? 2 stories, bam, no problem, right? It's easy to shoot out. It's got 3 parts to it. Want to build it faster and stronger. What do? Here we go. Alright, so you start with your 90. Alright. And you get your ramp. So, the magic behind this is you have to add a jump. You have to add the jump, okay? And what I want you to focus on when jumping to make this faster, this process faster, is from going from this spot right here. Okay? I'm gonna go from this spot right here. This spot right here. Or at least that's what I aim for. I would say, okay, so when you're running up the ramp, you're gonna, it's hard to explain. Let me explain. Okay, so when you're running up the ramp, you get the ramp built, right? You're gonna have to jump from here so that when you're doing, while you're jumping, doing this 90 here. And you can basically phase up and you're already here. You know what I mean? So basically, you're able to phase through the whole process and take a couple of steps to get up a whole story. Alright, so show you what I have so far and kind of let me break it down a little bit for you, okay? We have the 90, the ramp, 90 ramp. So when you get to this part, you want to jump. Basically, like, you want to smack into this wall, but at the same time, like, turn. And that's where the jump's going to happen. 'Cause by the time you get through, you phase through, you hit here, and you just take 3 steps, and then you just complete the process. But you have to be in motion, because if you're not in motion, then you're not going to jump forward. So, you have to be running like that. See? And if you don't do it right, you will get stuck under here, no problem. Make your edit, and then continue. Slow down the video and see how I'm getting stuck under the under the ramp, and that's really because I hit this here, and I'm already basically before I built the ramp, I'm already here. I'm already moving forward, so my head's like under the ramp. That's how that's happening. If you're always wondering how you're ending up under the ramp, it's because you're building too late. You got to build it here so that you're at the bottom of the ramp at all times. Okay. Jump here. And another tip, if you ever have trouble building walls above you, just get that muscle memory ready to make the edit. Practice, just get a ramp, get a setup like this, put a ceiling here, and just get your edits ready. You know, practice that. Wiggle around a little bit and just do, you know, that muscle memory in there. So that when you do accidentally build the floor above you, you can just edit through it. Build up. And get that ready, those edits ready too. So that if you do build yourself, put yourself under the ramp, for instance, you are under here, just look up. Just be prepared to look up immediately and go down, look up and then slide this forward. The middle bars. These middle bars here mean you'll edit the entire ramp. See? Once you put a jump in there, it like speeds the whole process up. Because you're actually phasing. The phase is actually pushing you upward. I've also found that looking downward kind of helps. Looking down helps not build the ceiling above you and get you trapped. I keep building the ceiling above me, but I kind of trained to like make that edit if it does happen. That's a really good thing to have ready just in case. Or like basically like protector edits. Edits that you can make on the fly if you mess up something, you know. Get some of those ready too, like escape edits, you know. So if you mess yourself up, like if you're building a 90 and you get stuck under here, you gotta be ready to like build something here and get out, you know. Like you build a, you get stuck under this, right? And you want to go up. No, the video's not done. You want to go up and then get stuck under the ramp. Build a little insert here. And just go right back up. You Like, alright, so here's the ramp. Alright, I'm stuck under it. Alright, so then you just go like this and move right back up, you know? Keep going. Orange, green, orange, green, orange, green, orange, green, yellow. Alright. So that's basically some quick tips. We're gonna go over it one more time. Just do a run through, quick run through. All right, so we have our easy 90, which is the 2 walls and a ramp, right? And you just repeat 2 walls and a ramp, 2 walls and a ramp, 2 walls and a ramp. The easy 90, right? The beginner 90, no jump required. Okay. You just fine tune that. Just work on that. And then we have the reinforced 90. Reinforced easy 90, where I put the walls, the floor, and the ramps. Wall, and then you can set a wall downward too, and a ramp. And you just keep on going, just repeat. No jumping required. Make sure you don't build the ramp in the middle, or you'll get stuck under the ramp, which then you will have to make your safety edit to get out of that real quick, and then continue what you're doing. Okay? Nice reinforced 90s. Easy peasy, alright? That's level 2. Okay. And then, so that's level 1. Level 2, a little more reinforced. You have a lot more walls to break. I gotta get the video out because it's good for the stream. A lot more walls to break. And then there's one more. You combine the two, easy with reinforced, and add a jump to make it faster or efficient. Let me show you how to do that real quick. Alright, you add the jump. You're jumping from the bottom of the ramp to the top of the ramp. Don't forget your wall edits if you need them. Okay. Always build in the corners, or you'll get stuck. And then if you do get stuck, I'll show you what happens if you get stuck. Okay. So you get stuck. You build a little ramp or a little insertion here, and you go up, and you just continue. Okay. Alright. So, we have gone over the 3 types of ramps that you can do so far as a beginner. Easy 90 with the 2 walls and a ramp. And then you have the middle level, 2nd grade ramp with the 4 walls and a ramp and a floor, which is a lot harder to shoot out. It takes more time. And then we have this one here, which is a jump 90. The faster version of the first one. And you can actually add another wall in there, and I'll show you that one real quick before I end this video. You have that, and make sure you get your wall in there, your bottom wall, while adding the jump. And you gotta have your safety edits ready to go. Whether it be the ceiling or under the stair, under the ramp. But you gotta get your 2 walls. 1, 2, and 3 down there. And you gotta add your jump from the bottom of the ramp to the top of the ramp. And again, if you get stuck, make a little insertion, and then you continue what you're doing. Okay? Here we go. So, as we have showed you here, we have 3 different types of 90s that you can crank. We have the jumpless 90s with the 2 walls and a ramp. Easy, anyone can do it. You have the 4-wall reinforced easy 90 with a floor and a ramp. We have the speed 90, which is the ramp, the 90s with the ramp and a jump to make it faster. And then we have the final, which is a 3-walled with a ramp. Make it a little bit more structure on the outside, because they would have to break each and every one of these to knock your build down. Alright, so before I end this video, I'm going to give you a little bit more tips on what you can do next after you build your 90s. Where can you go from there? What can you do? You know, if you need to move, you know, to a different location, if you don't want to stay in the tower, or if you need to build down. I will show you some quick ideas on how to get to the bottom of your tower and how to basically begin doing some plays and maneuvers to basically outwit your opponent if they're building towards you in a ramp rush. Okay, so you have your 90. Alright. The first thing I want to show you is if your 90 is getting shot down, if someone's shooting at you from the bottom and you hear it happening, right? You're gonna have to get to the bottom. Alright, so how do you do that? I have learned myself through trial and error the easiest way to do that. Okay? And really, it is a simple edit. All you have to do is get used to editing 2 tiles at a time. You begin your edit these 2 tiles, the floor, drop down. Begin your edit those 2, which tells the ramp form on the other side. Drop down. Floor again. Floor, your side. Ramp, other side. Floor, your side. Ramp, other side. And it doesn't matter which way you go. Floor, your side. Ramp, other side. And you just repeat that until you get really fast at it. See? So I'm getting shot at. I want height. I build a 90. Okay. I get stuck a little bit. I'm doing my adjustments. Getting up high again. Stuck here. Okay. I'm under the thing. Did a little maneuver there. Okay. Alright, so I'm here. Now I want to get down. Do your little edits here. Okay. Easy peasy. If it's a ramp, make sure you edit the side that you're not on so that the ramp forms on that side. Alright, so you see that? That's how to get down to the bottom of your ramp. But what if you need to like move towards a building or something? We're gonna go over here for this. We'll see you in a sec.
A few moments later.
Alright, we're at our training fortress here, and I'm gonna show you if you're cranking a 90 and you need to escape. What are you gonna do? Alright, so we're starting with our 90s. We're just gonna do the easy 90s, okay? No jump required. Just need some height, okay? And we're getting attacked. We're getting attacked from the bottom, and we know there's a building over here, right? How are we gonna get to that building safely, being covered? Just gonna simply make an edit or side, make a slant, put a floor. Okay? That's how to escape from your 90 very quickly. And you can again do the beginning 90 just to have more security. And you're basically just repeating that process over and over again. if you apply the concept of a 90, no matter where you are, pretty much give yourself coverage anywhere in height, dropping and escaping at all times. Dropping and escaping. And you're at your building, where you can create more 90s. Well, anyways, I hope you found that video helpful. We went over how to crank an easy 90. We went over how to crank a reinforced 90. We also went over how to crank a speed 90 and also a speed reinforced 90 on a beginner level. It's all in the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I will be more than happy to help you. Join in on my live streams, and we will be more than happy to show you live in person how to do certain other things to help you improve your gameplay in general. Um, and as always, if you liked the video, if you found it helpful or informative, like and comment on the video. It really helps us out. It really helps us out. Um, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Till then, Eyes Up Games, over and out.